Welcome back to LearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and as you can tell from the countdown clock, the lesson is about to get started. In case you're new with us, there's a few things I'd like to show you to help you throughout the lesson. These lessons are always guided and shaped by your questions, and if you're live with us today, there's a couple different ways you can do that. One is in the public live chat, and the other is the Ask Jamin a Question button, where you can ask me a question privately, and I won't share your identity in case you're afraid that your question is stupid. But it's not. If you're in the archives, though, then just open up the survey. At the end of that, there's a place where you can ask your question. I will say I frequently get questions from students in the archives watching a lesson from 6 months ago, and I have no idea what they're talking about. So please try to be as specific as possible. If you're watching this at LearnPianoLive.com, there should be a PDF and an MP3 button right next to this video. The PDF will often have additional video links inside so you can get more in-depth instruction on each of the topics. And if you're the kind of person who likes to print out the PDF so you can make the same notes on your physical version as I'm making during the lesson, now would be the time to do that. The MP3 is just a play-along track so you can practice more after the lesson. In traditional lessons, a teacher is going to actually present some new concept for maybe 5 or 10 minutes every couple weeks. The rest of the time is going to be spent applying and refining those concepts. Well, here I'm spouting off hours of new information every week, so it's totally unreasonable to expect you to actually absorb all of that. Instead, the goal of these live lessons is for you to find some little nugget of something that makes sense, but is a bit of a challenge, and for you to go practice it, because practice is where all the improvement's going to happen. So don't feel bad if you have to leave the live lesson and you find that little thing that you're going to practice. And of course, if I'm going too fast, you can always rewind the live lessons or replay in the archives as much as you want. If these live lessons start feeling random or meandering, it's because they are, on purpose. So if you're the kind of person who wants classical training with a step-by-step method, then you're going to want to check out Kloppel Academy on the website. It's included in your live lesson subscription, so you can do both or either. And the upper levels are seriously hard work, but it's going to take you all the way from ground zero, all the way up to being ready to enter any major music college as a piano major in classical or jazz. And finally, it's most people's favorite. This is application, where we take the past concepts from other live lessons and we see how they apply to an actual real song that already exists. And since there's like 1,000 different ways to play any song, you're just going to work on the version that is appropriate for your level. So that might just mean playing one note at a time for right now. Or maybe you're working on chords or covering the full song. Or maybe you're just seeing how the song breaks down so you can better write and transcribe your own songs in the future. But whatever your level is, the goal is not this song. So even if you don't play the whole entire song, you'll get better by even attempting a little bit of it, and attempt it we shall. Totally do this, no problem. Welcome back to LearnPianoLive.com. My name is Jamin, and this is the incomparable Kendra.
Guess what, Jamin? I got to go to the movie theaters for like the first time in forever, and it was really, really fun.
What did you watch?
I got to actually go twice. I saw West Side Story, and I saw the new Spider-Man movie.
Oh, both. Excellent. Yes. Good reasons
Awesome.
to go out and, be in the dangerous world out there. I guess now we both have had like 17 variations of COVID now, and so we should be safe against
Fingers crossed.
everything in the universe. Yeah.
Right,
So,
of course.
And we're back and making music.
Woo!
Welcome back, everybody. All right. If you've never played any piano before, you can do this song. No problem. You got a play along track, and I will show you all of the letters as we go along. We're gonna start out on a B. So in order to find a B, you're just gonna take any group of 3 black notes, like those ones. Or those ones. Just don't pick a group of 2 and you should be fine. The top note right here is called a B flat. You're just gonna drag it slightly to the right to land on the actual B, not on the B flat. We'll be using flats and sharps later on, but that one right there is gonna be a B every single time. Group of 3, top note, drag it up, land on a B. Works. So there you go. That's the first note, and you're gonna hopefully say out loud. It's easier to convince the kids to do this than the adults, but you should definitely say out loud, you. Say the words, you. So you're gonna play that one, and then if you want to, by the way, in case you really know this song well and you're excited about playing this, then you might want to scoot over to that note right there. It's called a C sharp. It's slightly higher than a C. So you're gonna play a B and then scoot over to a C sharp and come right back to that. So it's you. Because that's kind of more like what they're singing in the actual song. Or you can just play the B and say you. Then we're gonna play the next note over. Next note to the left should be an A right next to a B. That should make sense, hopefully. And we're gonna play that and say doing. So you or you, and then doing. We're gonna skip back up to that C sharp that we were on before, right there for the word that. And then thing is going to be a B, and then back down to the A for you, and then do. And if you want to, you could do that at the end as well. So perhaps we've got a little squiggle right here on the B, on that B and that B. So it'd be you doing that thing you do. Okay, cool. That's the entire first line. Maybe you can't play it that fast. That's perfectly fine. Just take on the notes that are easy for you, plus 1 note or so, and then come back and check out the rest of the video and find out how to play the rest of the notes. I'm going to move on here. We're going to kind of do the same thing that we did before with a couple A's, and then a C sharp, and then a B, and then an A. We had that phrase right there, doing that thing you, and that's going to be breaking my heart in. And at that point, we've got a lot of sharps all in a row. G sharp, C sharp, and D sharp. So we ended on an A right there for the word in. And so we're going to go down to this note right here. That's called a G sharp because this note would be a G. So real quick, let me move backwards so this makes more sense. This one right here was an A because we found the B at the very beginning and A is right next to it. The musical alphabet just has A through G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's it. And then it starts back over again. So A and G are right next to each other. In music, that's normal. In real life, that's weird. But if you go down 1 note from an A, you'd land on a G. And then the note that's slightly higher than that is going to be a G sharp. So this is the G sharp that you want for the word to. And then for we're going to play the note slightly higher than C, and then for mill, we're going to play the note slightly higher than D. So slightly higher than G, slightly higher than C, slightly higher than D. The way we'd say that in music is G sharp, C sharp, D sharp. Cool. Then we'll go up 1 more note to an E, the actual E, not E sharp or E flat. And then we're going to go right back down to that same G sharp right there. So to a million piece. That's that whole section, and then drop it down 1 black note. You'd land on the note that's slightly higher than F, the F sharp, for the rest of that phrase. Says. So, breaking my heart into a million pieces. Okay, cool. We are almost to the end of this phrase, and then the whole thing is going to repeat again. So, we're going to play these notes right here. G sharp, A, F sharp, I'm right over here, like you always do. And that's it. That's the end of the phrase. We have to repeat pretty much all of that. Like you always do. All kind of in this range. So as you can see, so far, we've only really used those notes. Not too big of a range here. My heart into a million pieces. Like you always do. We're gonna throw in a C sharp right here just because the lyrics have the word and we want to start on the B, that thing. So that right there is the beginning of the next phrase, but there's a word in there. So for the word and, we're gonna play a C sharp, and then we really get to repeat the whole thing. You don't mean to be cruel. You never even knew about the. Now, last time we got all the way up to this note, we jumped back down to G sharp. However, this time when we do the repeat, we are on this E right here, and then it just keeps on going up and up and up and up. And because I don't have any more room here that you can see, I'm gonna go ahead and jump down to here so you can see where the rest of these notes are. Let me get you back to that section. So it's gonna be never even knew about the, and then we're just gonna keep on going up from there. Heartache is F sharp and G sharp, and then that same G sharp, I've been is an A, going is an F sharp and an E, and then through oo, two different notes for one word, through oo. Okay, so that whole section, where are we now? We're on page 2. We have the rest of this page to clean up, and then we're done. And there's also like a bridge part coming up. So that's you've already done a whole lot of notes if you've gotten that far, and we're almost done through the bridge. Through ooh. Well, I tried and tried. Here we go. Let's keep going. If that all makes sense to you, we're gonna jump down to a C sharp, and then an E, and then a G sharp. So that's well, I've tried and tried. 2, 4 is F sharp and an E. Get you, girl, is F sharp, G, E. And then, but it's just so hard to do. It's all right here in this range. In fact, all the way from I've all the way to time, it's just these 3 notes in some variation. I've tried and tried to forget you, girl, but it's just so hard to do every time. Okay, what is this, 6 notes left? 7 notes? Something like that, and then we're done with all the verses and all the choruses. Every time, we're gonna go down to the B for you, and then C natural. This is the first time we've run into a C that was not sharp. This sign right here is a natural sign, in not just this song, but every song. So that means just play a regular C, and then E, A, and then U, and then if you want to, you can get rid of this note and just play do that thing you do. But if you want to play it kind of like the way they sing it, you could go do that thing you do. And so we got just one word, do, and it's got 3 notes, do, ooh, ooh. Right there, that's the end of that. Okay, that's the entire verse and the chorus. And then, should we jump into the bridge? Let's just finish this thing off, and then we'll get into the upper levels with the chords and the bass line and all that stuff. So a lot of E's here for I don't ask. Right there. I don't ask a lot is E, 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 F sharp, E, and then down to C sharp for girl. I don't ask a lot, girl. And then, but I know is going to be these 3 notes, C sharp, E, G sharp, F sharp, E, F sharp, E. So these 3 notes end up getting used a whole lot in this song. But I know one thing's for sure. 2 more lines and we're there. It's your love I haven't got is going to be C sharp, E, F sharp, F sharp, F sharp, G sharp, F sharp, and then down to the C sharp. Then we're almost there. C sharp, E, F, 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 all sharps. It, and then once again, we've got this natural sign here. So these are just going to be regular G's, anymore. There we go. That's the whole entire thing. Let me play through all of it. If you want to play along with me, get a couple of notes in here, that's cool. If you're in the archives and you want to just go back and like keep playing this over and over with me until you get the whole thing down, that's cool too. Or if you just want to like see how it's all laid out all together, I'm going to try to say some of the words as I go so you can tell where I am. And here it is, hopefully making slightly more sense than the first time I played it through the beginning of the lesson. Let's go. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. and stuff. But that is all of the notes that you need. If you have any questions about that, then let me know. But for right now, I think that's all for the beginner's level, which means it's time for the feature of the day.
That's right, and today's term of the day is playing the changes.
Playing the changes, which if you are in the intermediate or the advanced level for most of these tutorials, then you already know about the chords that are coming up. You know, I have an E chord and then an A chord and then a B chord for this song. So when you're playing a chord, here's what happens. Most of the notes that are in the melody, like this one right here, is actually in the chord that's being played at the same time as the melody. So the melody should be based on the chord. Or maybe it's true that the chord is based on the melody. Anyway, they go together. So when we've got an E chord, all these notes, the E's, the G sharps, and the B's, are going to be the ones that sound good along with this. So when you're making up your own melodies or when you're writing your own songs, if you're playing the changes, that means that when the chord changes, you hit some note that is in that chord. So for example, A, C sharp, and E, we'd want to hit that or that or that up here. So if we have an E chord and we're playing some notes up, then right when we switch to the A, we would want to switch notes to one of the notes that's in the A chord. And that's called playing the changes, as opposed to like just kind of playing stuff that's generally in the key. So here's something that is in the key, doesn't sound wrong, but it's not really playing the changes. So I'm just playing in the key of E. Not terrible, but if you go back and slow that down, you'll notice that like when I switch chords, the note that I'm playing up here does not match the left hand. Now, let me play something that is more like playing the changes. So when I switch chords, I'm going to make sure that I'm hitting one of the notes that's in the chord. So that time, each time I switched the left hand, then I was making sure that I was playing one of the notes that's in the left hand. This is probably happens more naturally during songwriting, and you'll notice it shows up all the time in melodies if you're starting to play chords along with the melody, that like all the notes that are up here are also notes that are down here. But this is probably most important in improvisation. And if you're in the Classical Academy, I think level 1 is where we start the improvisation stuff. Wherever there's a chord change, you want to make sure you're hitting one of the notes. It's going to make you sound totally more professional than if you're just kind of staying inside of the key and what's often called noodling, just making sure that like you don't hit any terrible notes, but they're going to really lock in if you hit the notes that are in the chords. And that's the feature of the day. So I think it's time to move on to the intermediate level right now. So sadly, the lesson preview has come to an end, and it's time to say goodbye to everyone watching the free streams. Of course, paying subscribers at learnpianolive.com can continue watching this lesson and several hundred others like it in the archives. So come on over and check us out. And if you like what you saw, at least like and subscribe, and then tell your friends to head on over to learnpianolive.com to start enjoying this journey with us.